Oh boy, I didn't think that this was going to happen. I was actually quite dubious myself. I had the doubt if this was going to be something. We've had lots of the Fallen Season of the Reverie right here, which is basically a 2 parts patch that is going to be rolling right now, today. As a matter of fact, as you are watching this video, the first batch of the patch is already it's already out there. The first one, the part 1, is going to be Offerings of Orius. The part 2 is going to be Trial of the Three Spirits. And if you don't remember, they said that they were going to add every single little thing that they had on the roadmap for 2023. And I was wondering if that was still going to be the case. I mean, they have been working tirelessly at Hexworks for this to actually be true, and they have been patching the game. They don't have to, but they have been in stability and everything. Right now it feels a little bit better. I do have to say that because of this patch, I am going to jump a little bit back into Lords of the Fallen because of how amazing all of this thing is. Just free more content, free more things to do. It's just amazing. Before we dive into the specifics of everything that we're going to have on the patch for today and what is it that we're going to have for next week, there's one more little thing that they did say that they were not going to add on the roadmap. They decided to push that a little bit into early 2024 because they want to polish that mode a little bit, and that is the NG Plus mode that uses the randomizer. So essentially is that one thing that people had been doing with mods for Elden Ring and Dark Souls and what have you. That mode, it was planned as well to be released in between 2023, before the end of 2023. That is not going to be the case anymore. They pushed that a little bit so that they can work a little bit more on that. But everything else that was missing from the roadmap is just right here. It's going to be right now on the first batch of the patch for this, the part 1 for Offering of Orius. And then next week, we're going to have the second part of that patch, which is going to be the Trial of the Three Spirits. So what is it that we're going to get right now? Well, for part 1, the Offerings of Orius, it has new boss weapon abilities, 6 new spells, 3 new throwables, and holiday decorations. And as you can see, there's kind of a decoration that the Vestiges are going to have. It's nothing too crazy. It's not that it's going to change the game, nothing is going to be that huge of a deal, but at least the Vestiges, they are emblazoned in this little decor that you have right here. Now the new boss weapon abilities, that's crazy. And as a matter of fact, I invite you to join our Discord for our community, because that is where we're going to be discussing on how to get them. Because you not only need the weapon, you need to do a side quest. Remember how you need a side quest for Pietas and Elian Sword, and also you need to do a quest line to unlock the special attack for the Light Reaper weapons. Every single new boss weapon, you only see the showcase of these guys right here. So you have the Judge Cleric Sword right there. You have quite a bit of weapons. You have the Ravager Sword, I seem to remember, I might be mistaken. It's the one that you find in the depths. Every single one of these weapons, it's going to have one new special ability. Kind of think of like the weapon arts, weapon skills that you see for the weapons at Elden Ring. The weapons that have skills are very popular, and they said that they wanted for every single boss weapon to have one extra skill. And every single weapon, at least that's how they say, that's how they put it, every single boss weapon is going to have a brand new skill. Although you do have to do the quest line, so like I said, at least on the Discord server in my community, I think that we're going to be discussing on how to complete the quest line and how to get the special skills, the special abilities. They should be crazy. I'm looking very much forward to do some of these quests to try a new playthrough with a new weapon, so that's nice. The next thing that we're going to have is 6 new spells, like for example the one that you see right here. And to get the spells, it's very simple. You have to farm for them. So the spells, the enemies that are going to have the spells, now enemies drop spells. That's quite an interesting mechanic. The drop rate, it's not that huge, it's not that amazing, but at least that is something extra that you can look forward to when you are doing exploration, when you're fighting enemies, when you're fighting something. You might get new spells out of these guys, like for example, this is the throwing shield that you get from the shield holding knights all throughout the game. So it's something that you can get a very early in the game, because it comes from one of very early enemies, so that's quite nice. Then we have the new throwables. One of them is for snowballs, I believe. So these new throwables, they are like bombs, of course. I do not have them yet myself, so I do not know how are they going to impact. Is that going to be strength? Is that going to be dexterity, or what have you? So there is indeed that. But not only that, I mean, that is what you have access to right now. Next week, we're going to have the part 2, which is going to be the Trial of the Three Spirits. And many of the things that we were requesting to have in the game are going to be in this final patch. I think that it is going to be a hefty one, which is going to be the character appearance reset, that you are going to be able to customize your character, how your character looks. On Skyra's Reach, I seem to remember that it did say that it was on Skyra's Reach. Then on Skyra's Bridge as well, you're going to have a storage chest for you to be able to store up to 2,000 items right there. We have the gamepad rebinding, which is something that it doesn't impress me that much more. And oh, that was my bad. Remember the snowball that I was telling you about? It's on the second patch. So the throwable right now that we have right here is this, guys, that you see in here, this picture. These are the new throwables, and then the snowball throwable that is going to be in the next week. Then the new Grievous Strikes, those are going to have different animations depending on when are you going to be one-handing or two-handing a weapon. And then finally we are going to have the Three Spirits questline. There's going to be one armor set for one specific faction. There's going to be one armor for the Umbral, there's going to be one set of armor for the Radiants, and then there's going to be an armor for the Roger. So that's actually quite amazing. That's more free content that we can look forward to, that we can go back into the game to play all of this content. Remember, one thing that, I mean, it's a more replayability value, but then again, that is one of the downsides that I had with Lords of the Fallen, that I think that nobody has cried out loud enough for them to notice that ideally, at the end of the day, we as a community managed to solve the mysteries and the quest lines and how to perform them. And we know that when we come from games like Souls-likes, it should be very cryptic on how to achieve things. But to my personal taste, getting the quest lines in here, getting the special weapon requirements for the weapons, the special attacks, everything seems to be so random without a kind of proper sense of how you should do things. In this game, you more often than not, you bump into things just like that. So I think that they need to do a little bit of a better job on giving the player guidance. It's not that I want to have markers to tell me where to go. I just would like to have something more tangible that I could say, for example, hey, they mentioned this place, maybe I should go back there and see what is it that I have right there. It's very random right here. We as a community, like I said on our Discord, I'm guessing that I'm going to be discussing with every single one of you on how to get all this stuff. But as for now, I mean, it's more content to look forward to. Anyways, remember to join the Discord, like the video if you like the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and that if no one's told you today that you're a gorgeous and beautiful person, you're indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. I will be seeing you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a lovely day, and goodbye.